Good evening. My name is Salud, and tonight I've written another adventure for you. Allow me to set the stage. You're a soldier who was raised by a necromancer who adores you, and now you work as her bodyguard. The two of you are on your way back to the palace where she serves the Empress when our story begins. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you can be notified when I've written a new adventure for you. Now, please get comfortable and focus on the sound of my voice. Let's begin. I can't stop thinking about what I want to eat when we get back to the palace. I think I want fruit crepes with whipped cream and powdered sugar with a huge cup of coffee. And that can also have whipped cream. What about you, darling? Are you going to settle in with a nice book, or... Oh no. Oh no. Look out the window. That shape. No, it can't be a pile of leaves. It's a body. I can feel it. Gods, do you think it was those highwaymen? Carriage driver, please pull over. Darling, could you help me? Please turn the poor man over. Huh? I can still call him a man. He's not just a corpse, he's a person. Oh dear. He's whiter than a ghost. Do you see? If he had blood, it would have pooled in his face since he was face down. All right, today you are my assistant as well as my bodyguard. Don't worry, you're going to do great. Could you please bring me my black bag from the carriage? The one with the silver clasps that look like coffins? Thank you. Please, lay it out on the ground. Can you pass the scalpel? It's the cute one with the little curved edge. Thank you. We'll just make a small cut to confirm. And no blood. Oh dear, I learned about this in school. Would you please pull back his cravat around his neck? I wonder if... yes. 2 small holes. Can I raise him? No, darling. Vampires cause permanent death. There's nothing more deadly in the world, really. But it's rare for a victim to just be left out in the open like this. Gods, I hope the vampire wasn't trying to send a message. We will take him back to the palace and have him identified. Then we can find his family and put him to rest. The poor thing. Let's wrap him up in a blanket and take him home with us. Will you help me? You're so strong. The undead horses usher you and your party forward, through the woods and into the capital. You hear gasps from onlookers once the carriage wheels hit the cobblestone streets. And your necromancer pulls back the curtain to wave at the people. There's a lurch as you're hauled up to the mountainside palace on a platform. It reminds you of when you were first brought here. When you step out of the carriage and cold air hits your face, you remember what it felt like to be refreshed and home after a long journey. Your necromancer takes your arm and you watch as the Empress's new guards, your former dueling companions, file out of their carriage and bow. Your necromancer tugs on your arm, and you turn around. A woman with dark skin in a pale yellow gown approaches. There is a modest crown on her head and an enormous moth on her shoulder. You recognize her face. It's stamped into coins. The Empress. You drop into a low bow with your necromancer, and when someone announces that you may rise, you do so slowly. Your necromancer and the Empress speak, and you do your best to stand still and look important while they converse. The vampire victim is spoken about in hushed whispers, and as you cast your gaze out onto the horizon, the Empress's pet moth takes notice of you. It flutters over, landing on your shoulder. You see the swirling patterns on its wings, the fuzz around its neck, as it tilts its head like it's measuring your worth. Oh, and you've made a new friend, haven't you, darling? It seems to like you. No doubt because you stand so still and patiently while the Empress and I debrief. Thank you again for your duels, by the way. Come, let's walk back to my rooms. Your moth friend will take his leave when he wants, not to worry. The Empress says we're going to have a ball soon, with fancy gowns and dancing. Do you know how to dance? I'll teach you. We'll start with the waltz. Did you know that necromancers and their risen are known for dancing well together? It's because we share a precious connection forged in the space between life and death. It's a place no normal person could touch. We like to paint death as a figure who is unforgiving and cruel, but I think he does his best. After all, he picks necromancers and lets them bring back people, like you. I do hope you're happy with your unlife. It's been a few days. Are you settling in? Ah, that's great. I'm going to work hard and make sure this is a good life for you. I don't want to break my arm patting myself on the back, but I think you're suited to me. The Empress likes you too. I think that's why her moth had to investigate. So, don't leave me, okay? If you tell me you're unhappy, I'll do everything I can to make it better. Please, just stay by my side. I feel so safe when you're near. We'll dance on the ballroom floor in just a few nights. I can't wait. Will you help me pick out a dress? You will? Oh, thank you, darling. Finally, I can't wait to peel myself out of this corset. Will you get a fire going? I want to read together for a bit. You can pick the book, okay? It feels so good to be home. The end. And that's where our story ends for now. Thank you for sharing your time with me, for letting me pretend to be a necromancer and speak into your ears. If you're still hearing me, though, that means you're still awake. Do you think another story would help? I'll leave 2 linked afterwards that I think might help. I'm very sorry to ask this, but a large portion of the people who listen to my audios aren't subscribed to my channel. Would you consider sharing your time with me again by subscribing and ringing the bell? I'll see you again soon. Good night.